Hey guys, my name is Fire. Now in today's video I want to talk a bit about whether or not the bar is overpowered. Now I understand there's going to be a lot of people that might not necessarily agree what I'm going to say here in this video and are going to be probably very pissed off at me, but I want to give my personal own opinion on how I feel about the bar in this game, because if you haven't heard already, a lot of people have been complaining about the bar and saying it's the most overpowered weapon in this game. It beats out SMGs at close range and different things, and my personal opinions on this is I don't think it's as overpowered as everyone's saying it is. Now I'm not saying the gun's weak or it's not good, it's definitely good and it's definitely one of the best weapons in the game, if not the best weapon in the game, but I don't see it being overpowered. I don't see it being overused either. Even though a lot of people do use it, a lot of the lobbies I get into, I don't see it that often. If anything, I'm seeing more shotguns at the moment. Maybe that's because people are trying to go for a weekly challenge to get 75 fire kills, but I'm not seeing the weapon too often as of recently anyway. Now, whenever I use the bar personally, it's good. It's really good and I do really well with it usually whenever I use it, and it's definitely a lot better than most, if not all, the other weapons in the game, but I don't see it being as overpowered as something like the BAL and the SM1. This was a big worry for a lot of people going into World War II. A lot of people were looking at Sledgehammer's track record with weapon balance and advanced warfare, and were worried that certain weapons were going to be overpowered. For example, in the beta, a lot of people were complaining about the SMGs, saying they were overpowered and overused, and that's, yeah, because they were. The SMGs were definitely the more dominant weapons in that game, and that's generally also because the maps in the beta were smaller maps at the same time. Now the SMGs have been nerfed from the beta. I think they got like a 40% like range reduction on all SMGs across the board, which is an extremely good thing, and the SMGs are a lot more balanced right now. But now people are going back to complaining about rifles. Some people are complaining about the STG. Most of the people are complaining about the bar, though I have seen some people saying that the STG compares nothing to the bar and the bar is just way too broken and needs to be nerfed immediately. Now Sledgehammer has already nerfed the bar. They give it a small nerf right before, or right 1 week in to the game's lifecycle, which is an extremely good sign to see that they're taking feedback this early on in the game's lifecycle and they're actually going through with some of the stuff people are saying. Because that's the thing with Advanced Warfare, Sledgehammer Games is very good at listening to community feedback, but the one thing they didn't listen to, or they just decided that they weren't overpowered, they looked at the BAL and the SM1 and they must have just thought, you know, we think these weapons are balanced and we don't really want to mess with our game, we think they're fine, even though they were clearly the most overpowered and they were broken weapons in that game. I myself even think they were broken. So looking at Sledgehammer's track record with this type of situation, people were worried that they weren't going to fix it if a weapon was overpowered, but they've clearly showed that they have nerfed the SMGs and they are starting to nerf the bar, but people still say it's only a minor nerf and it needs nerfed even more. Now personally, I do think the bar might need a little bit of a nerf, but I don't think it's as bad as everyone's saying it is. A lot of people are saying this is as bad as the BAL and SM1 situation, it's all over again, the exact same thing. My opinion on it is, I don't think it's that bad. I really don't think the bar is as bad as people are saying. If the bar was left the way it was and it wasn't changed, I'd be fine with that. Honestly, I wouldn't really care. If people continue to use the bar, I get wrecked by it, that's fine. I personally don't see the overpoweredness of the weapon itself. At the same time, I do see it's powerful, but I don't know what people are saying. Maybe I'm just crazy, maybe if I play the game more, I'll eventually see it at some point, but right now my opinion on it is, I don't see the overpoweredness of the weapon. I definitely do think it might need a bit of a nerf, and I definitely think it's extremely strong. I'm not doubting that it's extremely strong. It definitely is one of the best weapons in the game, if not the best, but I don't think it's as overpowered as everyone's making it out to be. The way I think they could fix this is I think they could give it a little bit of else a range nerf or even maybe a fire rate nerf. Now, I think the fire rate has been nerfed a little bit. I think the fire rate's fine. I want a little bit more of a higher fire rate. I don't want the weapon being like the FG42. That's what the FG42 is there for, a high damage, slow fire rate weapon. I don't want that for the bar, because if they reduce the fire rate, then they're going to have to buff the damage. It's basically going to be the exact same thing as the FG42. I think they also need to reduce the damage or the range, do something along them lines, and or maybe even increase the recoil. That could be a very good thing because the recoil is extremely low and extremely accurate to use. The semi-automatic rifles in this game have more recoil than pretty much every single full auto rifle in this game, which should not be happening. The benefit of using a semi-automatic rifle is one, you can easily like 1 and 2 shot people, and 2, you have extremely low recoil. But when the full auto rifles are doing more than that, actually killing people faster than the semi-automatic rifles, and actually have less recoil in them, there's not really much of a point to use them, and they kind of go unseen within the game so far. Anyway guys, that's pretty much all I want to talk about in today's video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and yeah, I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.